Then comes the generation of the revolutionary time. I encountered the power of England. I declared and won the independence of my country. I placed that declaration on the eternal principles of justice and righteousness, which all mankind have read, and on which all mankind will one day stand. I affirmed the dignity of human nature and the right of the people to govern themselves. I devised the securities against popular haste and delusion which made that right secure. I created the Supreme Court and the Senate. For the first time in history, I made the right of the people to govern themselves safe and established institutions for that end which will endure forever. The next generation says, I encountered England again. I vindicated the right of an American ship to sail the seas the wide world over without molestation. I made the American sailor as safe as the ends of the earth as my fathers had made the American farmer safe in his home. I proclaimed the Monroe Doctrine in the face of the Holy Alliance, under which 16 republics have joined the family of nations. I filled the Western Hemisphere with republics from the lakes to Cape Horn, each controlling his own destiny in safety and in honor. Then comes the next generation. I did the mighty deeds which in your younger years you saw and which your fathers told. I saved the Union. I put down the rebellion. I freed the slave. I made of every slave a free man, and of every free man a citizen, and of every citizen a voter. Then comes another who did the great work in peace, in which so many of you had an honorable share. I kept the faith. I paid the debt. I brought in conciliation and peace instead of war. I secured in the practice of nations the great doctrine of expatriation. I devised the homestead system. I covered the prairie and the plain with happy homes and with mighty states. I crossed the continent and joined together the seas with my great railroads. I declared the manufacturing independence of America as my fathers affirmed its political independence. I built up our vast domestic commerce. I made my country the richest, freest, strongest, happiest people on the face of the earth. And now, what have we to say? What have we to say? Are we to have a place in that honorable company? Must we engrave on that column? We repealed the Declaration of Independence. We changed the Monroe Doctrine from a doctrine of eternal righteousness and justice, resting on the consent of the governed, to a doctrine of brutal selfishness, looking only to our own advantage. We crushed the only republic in Asia. We made war on the only Christian people in the East. We converted a war of glory to a war of shame. We vulgarized the American flag. We introduced perfidy into the practice of war. We inflicted torture on unarmed men to extort confession. We put children to death. We established reconcentrating camps. We devastated provinces. We baffled the aspirations of people for liberty. No, Mr. President, never, never. Other and better counsels will yet prevail. The hours are long in the life of a great people. The irrevocable step is not yet taken. Let us at least leave this to say. We too have kept the faith of the fathers. We took Cuba by the hand. We delivered her from her age-long bondage. We welcomed her to the family of nations. We set mankind an example never beheld before of modernization in victory. We led hesitating and halting Europe to the deliverance of their beleaguered ambassadors in China. We marched through hostile countries, a country as cruel and barbarous, without anger or revenge. We returned benefit for injury and pity for cruelty. We made the name of America beloved in the East as in the West. We kept faith with the Philippine people. We kept our national honor unsullied. The flag, which we received without a rent, we handed down without a stain. Applause on the floor and in the galleries.
It's pretty tough.
It was 140.